Hi guys, this is Things and Stuff. Today I am gonna make dinner. I know you're like, wow, hash brown dinner, but I'm gonna make rice and bean bowls with corn and avocado crema. So let's get our ingredients. Okay, so I have my ingredients. I have part of an onion chopped up. You have the recipe calls for 1 whole onion, but my dad doesn't like onions, so I didn't do as much. I got some lime juice from 1 lime, cumin, a quarter cup of cilantro leaves. I have an avocado. I have a cup of white green rice. I have 2 tablespoons of sour cream. And I have salt and pepper, an opened can of black beans, and over here I have some chicken broth. You can also use vegetable broth, because that's what the recipe wants me to get. We need extra virgin olive oil and frozen corn. Okay, so let's go over our tools. So you need a 12-inch nonstick pan. You need oven mitts. You need aluminum foil, a fine mesh strainer, a colander, a butter knife, a knife, a rubber spatula, glass bowls, 1 medium, 1 small, and a blender with the base, of course. You can also use a food processor, but I don't know where mine is. So, yeah. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so right here I have my food processor. It's a blender. I'm supposed to use a food processor, maybe, in theory. But a blender works just fine too, so we're gonna use a blender. Okay, so I have in front of me my avocado, and I'm going to put that into the blender. So take the lid off before you get your hands all messy, and then use your hands to just scoop it out. If you don't want to use your hands, you can use a soup spoon. Doesn't really matter. Ah, finally. Okay, I'm gonna throw this away and wash my hands. Okay, now I'm gonna add my water. I'm gonna add my cilantro. I'm gonna add my lime juice. I'm gonna add my sour cream. And I'm gonna add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So I'm just gonna do a couple shakes. Okay. All right, so now I'm gonna blend it until it's completely smooth. So I'm gonna plug it in. Okay, so I am going to blend it. So put your hand on top of the blender, because you don't want it to explode, and then I'm gonna press blend. Okay, I'm gonna stop it. It looks pretty smooth. I have to say, it looks pretty good. I'm gonna get a spoon and mix it up. Let me try a taste. I think it needs a tiny bit more blending. One time I left the spoon in the blender. That did not end well, so don't do that. Okay, and blend it. I think that should be pretty good. Let's try it again. Really good. Perfectly limey. It's beautiful. Okay, I have a small bowl. I'm gonna put the avocado crema into it. It's like an avocado smoothie. They have those in some places like Asia and stuff. All right, now we're gonna do our beautiful beans. So let's go to the sink. So grab the colander and set it in the sink. In there. Okay. We're gonna pour them into the colander. You might need to scoop them out. Yeah. Out of there, we're gonna get some cold water and the beans. So that's why I used the avocado spoon, because I knew that we're just gonna rinse them. Okay, rinse them off thoroughly, and we're gonna shake the colander to ensure that they are dry. Okay, we're gonna set these aside. Okay, so what you're supposed to do with the fine mesh strainer is you're supposed to pour the rice in and rinse it with cold water. We don't have a strainer that has fine mesh that these won't fall in, so we're not gonna do that part, or I'm not gonna do that. You can do it at home. All right, so we're gonna take our beautiful broth and set that aside, and we're gonna get our 12-inch, not 16. So in the recipe, it tells us to use a rubber spatula for the corn, but our rubber spatula is not heat resistant, so I'm just going to use a regular spatula. Okay, so I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of oil onto the skillet and heat it for 1 minute. Tablespoon of oil. On skillet, shake it off, and heat it over medium heat for 1 minute. So I'll set a timer. Okay. Oh, the timer's done. Okay. So we're gonna turn that off, and as you can see, the oil glides smoothly across the thing. That's how you know it's ready. All right, it's ready. So so the recipe calls for 1.5 cups of corn. I don't have 1.5 cups of corn, so I'm just gonna put all of it in, because we don't have that much. Okay. So I'm gonna use a spatula and just put it on there and just wait for it to cook. All right, so this is my first batch of corn. I figured out we do have canned corn in the pantry, so after I finish cooking this frozen corn, then we can add the canned corn in. But we're gonna have to rinse off the corn first. Okay, so we have our can of corn, and then we're gonna open it up into our lovely pink colander, and we're gonna rinse it off with cold water. So we're gonna shake it to drain it. Okay, and leave it there. Okay, so I just got it to be a lightly brown color. They're beautiful. So I'm gonna turn it off and transfer it into a bowl. And I'm gonna move that over here. Alright, so I have my beautiful pan, and I'm gonna put doesn't need to be a whole tablespoon because there's still some left from before. Listen to that sizzle. It's beautiful. Okay, and this corn is different than the burger corn. This one's already seasoned, even layer. Okay, I'm gonna leave it that way for a little bit. So while the corn is cooking, I'm going to cover my other corn in aluminum foil so it doesn't get cold. And I'm just going to do that. Oh boy. Alright. Check it out. Okay, so I've just transferred the corn into the bowl, and now we are going to put our next part on this. Okay, we're going to add our onion. Okay, I'm going to add a teaspoon of... Okay. And we're going to add our half a teaspoon of salt. Okay, and we have our last tablespoon of oil. Okay, we're going to mix it up a little bit on medium heat. So the onion has softened a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and put my broth in. Oh, doesn't have it. Okay. My broth. I'm going to add my beautiful beans into it. Alright. Okay. Alright, we have a beautiful lid. That's an important step. Don't forget to put the lid on. Okay. Okay, so I just took the pan off the stove. The rice is nice and cooked. I got my beautiful avocado crema and my wonderful corn. So yeah, enjoy.